While a sheriff's deputy in Dallas County is fearing the worst tonight.
Now, I don't think that anyone in any other part of the country, including Arlington National Cemetery, would stand for that.
And neither should El Paso's military community. Congressman Beto O'Rourke wants the grass at Fort Bliss National Cemetery restored.
ABC-7 gets involved in a battle over a private road with the county out near Waco Tanks. I'm Darren Hunt, and I'll tell you how we got quick results.
Still tracking some showers and thunderstorms on Doppler radar. So what's our chances for some rain overnight and tomorrow? It's all coming up in weather.
And they're back home. How a group of war veterans from the borderland was able to spend the past couple of days in our nation's capital. ABC-7 at 9 starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley at Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on air and online at KVIA.com. I'm Stephanie Valle. We begin with the latest developments out of Dallas, where the first patient diagnosed with the Ebola virus in the U.S. died earlier today. Texas health officials say the body of Liberian native Thomas Eric Duncan will be cremated. The 42-year-old came to Texas in late September, but did not display obvious signs of having the virus when he entered the U.S. The CDC says the remains are contagious, but the cremation process will kill the virus. Today, officials in Dallas confirmed a sheriff's deputy who went into the apartment where Duncan had been staying is now hospitalized, quote, out of an abundance of caution after falling ill. Officials say the deputy had been exhibiting signs and symptoms of Ebola and claimed to have had contact with Duncan.
Well, it's horrible. I mean, that's the last thing you want to hear is anybody you work with might have contracted some kind of virus like this while doing his job.
The president of the Sheriff's Deputy Union told CNN tonight the deputy who fell ill was told it was safe to enter Duncan's apartment. This community will no longer accept good enough. El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke says he and military families in El Paso are fed up with the landscaping at Fort Bliss National Cemetery. During last month's storms, the storm water damaged grave sites at the cemetery. ABC-7 spotted several holes and sunken headstones. At the time, we met with the employees who manage the cemetery, and they told us the xeriscaping, which saves water and is easier to manage, is here to stay. But today, I spoke with Congressman Beto O'Rourke, and he acknowledges we're in a drought-stricken desert, but he says Fort Bliss National Cemetery is not the place to cut corners.
I think this request makes sense. I mean, you don't have to go too far to the Fort Bliss golf course or to any number of golf courses or large parks in this community to see that we are perfectly capable of growing grass, of using purple water if we need to, of improving the soils where we have deficiencies to allow for grass to grow. And we used to have grass at Fort Bliss National Cemetery. So should we be wiser about how we use water? Definitely. I don't think the place to skimp is for our heroes who've literally put their lives on the line for this country.
ABC-7 obtained a copy of a letter O'Rourke sent to Ronald Walters, the acting undersecretary for Memorial Affairs. In it, the congressman asks if xeriscaping is so great, why is it not being used at more prestigious national cemeteries across the U.S.? O'Rourke stated, quote, I ask that you demonstrate to me and my community your plan to convert your most prestigious cemeteries from grass to xeriscaping. If that's not going to happen, I ask again that Fort Bliss National Cemetery be converted back to grass and be maintained at the very highest standard. We'll let you know if the congressman gets a response. There are heroes. Tonight, dozens of war veterans are back in the borderland. The veterans were greeted by loved ones at El Paso International Airport after arriving from our nation's capital. The Honor Flight program made it possible for these World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans from El Paso and Las Cruces to travel to Washington, D.C. And while there, they visited the monuments honoring their service.
Oh, it's been fantastic. The World War II veterans, Korean War veterans, and Vietnam veterans, and we went to our memorials and then to other memorials in the area. Oh, and with so much camaraderie and like that, and being able to share experiences that one another have had, it's been most rewarding and give a lot of closure.
And to all of our veterans, welcome back to El Paso and thank you for your service. In case you missed it overnight, here it is. An ABC-7 photographer recorded this video of the total lunar eclipse. It happens when the moon passes through the Earth's shadow. This is the second in a sequence of 4. The next lunar eclipse will be April 4th, 2015, in case you missed it this morning. And Doppler clear skies overnight made it easier for El Pasoans gazing at the night and early morning sky to enjoy this eclipse.
Yeah, you know, a lot of, I was looking at some pictures and some video that you folks sent in. So, yeah, very nice shots that you took this morning. Saved a lot of us from having to get up bright and early. But certainly we had a nice day today, and we had temperatures running above the average for this time of year. Look at the numbers that we hit. 88 degrees, our average or normal this time of year, right at 81. 59 degrees was the start to the morning, so we're running above the average with that temperature as well. And now we are tracking some showers and thunderstorms. There's a look at the remnants from Simon out there, and some of this starting to affect truth or consequences. Elephant Butte Lake, Caballo Lake up there, Silver City, but we're still watching those showers well to the west of us. But could we see some rain overnight? What about tomorrow? That's all coming up in your forecast, Steph.
Okay, Doppler, thank you. New at 9, allegations of poor management and revelations of an inappropriate relationship. One organization said those reasons are why it's calling for an investigation into the area's probation agency. Now, the situation all came to a head after a crash Sunday night involving 25-year-old David Zavala. He was booked into the county jail Monday. He's now charged with intoxicated manslaughter. El Paso police confirmed his passenger, 43-year-old Cynthia Mendoza, died last night from her injuries. Today, ABC-7 has learned that Mendoza served as Zavala's probation officer until she was removed from his case in May of last year. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 59, said it has documentation proving Mendoza advocated for Zavala's early release this February, even though her supervisor was allegedly made aware of their inappropriate relationship in 2013. The union rep told me today he has memos stating that supervisor, the West Texas Community Supervision and Corrections Department Director Maggie Morales-Aina, was at the hearing when Mendoza pushed for Zavala to be released. The union said the agency needs new leadership.
I don't want to stretch it too far, but had there been a proper intervention, had this relationship been disrupted, had there been some effective counseling applied here, it may not have resulted in the tragedy that unfolded last weekend.
Powell said they also have fielded complaints from probation department employees about discrimination, retaliation, and favoritism. We reached out by phone and email to Maggie Morales-Aina for comment and have yet to receive a response. Powell said he hopes to address these concerns with the Council of Judges, which oversees the office, during the next meeting, October 30th. In Las Cruces, fire and police investigators are looking for a man who set fire to a commercial building in June. Take a look at these pictures. Investigators say this man entered the Gen building on the 1200 block of West Picacho on June 25th. About 11 p.m., the man in a painter's jumpsuit was captured on a surveillance camera walking through the building to a back room where the fire was set. Now, that fire caused an estimated $500,000 worth of damage. Anyone with information is asked to call Las Cruces Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. He betrayed the trust of the woman he was trying to get elected. The man who hacked Susana Martinez's email account learns his punishment today. Also, why El Paso women seeking an abortion are being referred to a clinic in southern New Mexico. And in Stormtrack Weather, Doppler.
We'll take a look at Doppler radar. We're tracking some showers and thunderstorms marching their way to the northeast. That's all coming up in your forecast.
This is ABC 7 at 9, where news comes first.